How's it? Welcome back to the channel. So coming up, I'm going to share a simple exercise that you can do to have a chance to actually witness firsthand and experience what it's like to be lucid within a dream, and kind of, also like what it means to be lucid just in general. And so this topic came up though because a question I get a lot when it comes to lucid dreaming, of course, is what is lucid dreaming? What does it mean to be lucid? And stuff like that. So the two simple quick answers I would typically give is being lucid in a dream is simply being aware of the fact that you're dreaming while it's happening, right? So most of the time you'll probably be in the middle of a dream. Something odd happens in the dream. You have this epiphany in your head and you realize, oh wait, that's weird. I must be asleep. This is a dream. And then you can go ahead and be lucid. Another way to think about being lucid though is simply just kind of looking at it as being mindful. And so the exercise I'm going to explain here in a second really is pretty similar to just a regular waking life, meditation practice, where say like you're doing your waking life meditation, you're trying to follow, say, your breath or whatever object of attention or you want to be using. Sooner than later, though, probably you get distracted from following your breath. You get caught up in some string of thoughts in your mind. You get distracted by that. Then all of a sudden you have this epiphany. You get lucid, or you get mindful to the fact that, oh wait, I'm lost in this thought. I was trying to follow my breath. You drop that thought. You try to come back to your breath, right? So it's kind of that same type of scenario here, but when that happens in the hypnagogic state, and I like to use the hypnagogic state in particular because, first of all, they're very visual, or at least they're visual for the majority of people. They always start off visual for me first, but I think for some people out there, if they're really not visually oriented, these hypnagogic thoughts, dreams, images, or whatever could be coming up could be experienced in different ways. So maybe instead of it being really visual, like it is for me a lot, it'll be audible or tactile, or there'll be some drastic increase in these thoughts, like vividness, as opposed to when you're having these random background thoughts when you're awake. You start to get to stage one, and there is a big noticeable jump there. But something that's really neat, at least when you're following it like the visual way that I'm going to be talking about it here, is when these hypnagogic images first come on, because they always come on, right? Just that normally as we're passing through stage one of sleep, every time we're falling asleep, we're not consciously aware, we're not lucid, right? We're not really mindful, we're lost in these thoughts, and we fall asleep, basically unconscious, right? At that point. But if you can get there consciously aware, or still lucidly aware, you'll realize that when these images start to come up, it's like the images are leading your thoughts, right? So you're like really just up to the exact moment of whatever visual dream scenario you're locked in, and you're basically confusing it with like waking life, essentially. The difference here, though, is that when you get lucid to it and you're seeing these things following it, once you get lucid, you get like this one-step removal separation from it. So the dream is still there and intact. Now, sometimes you having this epiphany of, oh wait, hey, these are the hypnagogic images I've been trying to find or whatever. Just simply having that aha moment could wake you up too much, just like it can within a regular lucid dream, and then it can pull you out of stage one and then end the hypnagogic imagery. But once you kind of get a nice soft enough touch on it, you'll have these separate thoughts like, oh, hey, I did it. I'm here. This is the hypnagogic state, while the dream still continues on, basically untouched by whatever your thoughts on the side are about it. But then to take this a step further, and this is a very classic lucid dreaming control technique, is you can also start to lay like little seeds of expectation and like little breadcrumbs of where you want this liminal dream to take place, right? So you can kind of start guiding your liminal dream in that way. It's very similar to what you'll be doing within a regular REM style lucid dream. You're in some kind of scenario, you want to start guiding it in some way, you can start leaving these little breadcrumbs, sending these little seeds of expectation that can help to guide your lucid dream in particular directions, which is basically just like, in regular non-lucid dreams, where say like you're in some scenario, and I'll maybe use like some bad scenario, maybe like something bad's happening, you're getting into a fight and you're worried about what's going to happen next. Most of the time in dreams, if you're worried about what's going to happen next, you essentially are setting that intention for it to happen. And then it drastically increases the chances of that bad thing happening, right? So you're basically using that same approach, that same kind of quirk in the dream state when you're lucid to guide it in, typically more positive directions. So anyway, yeah, kind of a rambly video there. Hope that made sense to some of you. Thanks for the questions. Keep them coming in. We got a bunch more to get through. And so the next videos, keep the lucid dreaming practice and the hypnagogic practices legit.